Hello, DevOps people. Welcome to Full Stack Live. I'm Jochen, the Monospace Mentor. This is my live coding channel. How is everyone? How is the week already almost over? Where does the time go? Dear, it's already Thursday afternoon. In about 24 hours, it's going to be the weekend. Wow. Anyway, there's still a little bit to do, so let's get to it. Well, what is there to catch up on? First of all, something that I personally found very, let's call it relieving, is that earlier this week there was a very concerning article, I think it was on The Verge, about framework computers and their apparent lack of engineering progress in terms of system software and firmware, BIOS updates that have been languishing since 2022 and things like that. So that was really concerning, but because Framework is definitely one of the companies that I'd like to buy from. If it comes to getting my next laptop, I had the Framework 13 with AMD firmly in my goggles, but that article left a dent in my confidence in Framework, and fortunately I was quite happy to see that just 2 or 3 days later Framework did address these shortcomings in a newsletter. I think they just wanted to announce that Framework computers are now available in Poland, but I'm pretty sure news of that The Verge article quickly reached them, and so they took the opportunity to, I guess, instill a little bit more confidence in them, because they quite transparently and honestly addressed their shortcomings, and they also highlighted that they were expanding their software team, that they were, I think, hiring a dedicated firmware developer, and that they will do their best to release software updates, BIOS updates, and things like that in a very swift manner, as far as their vendors allow, because some of these device firmwares are proprietary, and so Framework themselves are dependent on their vendors to address security issues and things like that. So it's not in their complete control, but their CEO did instill a little bit more confidence in me, if I'm honest, because yeah, I really value transparency, and coming out and saying, yeah, we haven't done the best job in the past, and here's how we are going to address that. That's definitely something that always will have my respect, because that's basically the same way I operate. When we screw up in our hosting company, for example, we need to address that as well. And if you take a look at our runbook, which is actually public on the internet, then you'll see that transparency is one of our core values, and that's what we practice when we have to report an incident and how we're going to deal with it. So yeah, I guess Framework is back again on my wish list, and we'll see. I'm still happy with my current laptop, and there's no need to replace it just yet, but I'm excited to see what's going to come next. Another laptop that I still have to deal with is the T480 that I got for my son. I bought a T480 on eBay for a decent price, and I got a US keyboard from AliExpress for 13 euro. And so I'll have to replace the German keyboard the laptop came with a US-based keyboard, with an ANSI keyboard, because I'd like my little one to do coding as well. And so square brackets and things like that will be more useful to him than umlauts. And then I'll have to do a little bit more of an invasive operation, because by accident, because I didn't read the description correctly, the laptop still came with a hard disk, which I immediately noticed when I felt the whole chassis vibrate when I turned it on. And so I got an SSD, a SATA SSD, for another 30 euro or so, and I'll replace the built-in 2.5-inch hard disk with a 2.5-inch SSD. That's something that I might actually do on stream. If I don't tackle this over the weekend, which is probably more likely, then I might be doing this upgrade on stream on Tuesday afternoon. That's it for laptop topics, and so the most important thing for today is going to be I'm going to officially launch the server room. The server room is the community platform which I'm going to use going on from here. So far we've been using Discord as our community platform, but not only did Discord show some very concerning signs of enshittification lately. A chat-based platform isn't what I have in mind when I think of a learning community, because of the difficulties and challenges a chat-based platform poses when it comes to learning, when it comes to asynchronous communication, to collaboration between community members, when it comes to navigating and even retrieving information that has scrolled off and is now either has vanished into some chat archive, or maybe even got deleted after some retention period expired. Stuff like that doesn't really make Discord very useful for building a long-term community on which people are supposed to work intensively with each other, and also contribute to the shared knowledge of the community. Just to give you an example, if someone really sits down and spends half an hour on writing a thorough article, maybe a review of some open source software, or a tutorial on some DevOps topic or something like that, and I'm not just talking about myself, but also about the very capable members of my community who often enjoy sharing these things. If someone sits down for half an hour and writes an article on a topic like that, I want this to be front and center, and I want it to stay available and be easily retrievable. And that's just not how Discord works. So we are going to launch a new community platform today. It's going to be based not on Discord, but on Discourse, the open source forum software. And it's going to be a membership community where members pay a monthly subscription. The monthly subscription isn't substantial, but it's necessary to be able to keep maintaining the platform. So if you go to our community page, then you'll find the whole description, what we are going to do on this community platform, and you'll also find the membership fees. So for a small fee of €5, you can already start participating on this community, and the higher tiers will have even more benefits with events that appear regularly on our schedule, like hot seats, like deep dives, or even community workshops, during which we build something together on infrastructure that I'll provide. and where I will guide the whole process, but people will make practical experience with system administration, with software engineering, all these things. So yeah, that's the server room, which we are going to launch officially today. All I have to do is add another paragraph to my blog post that I've already prepared, and then we can publish that blog post, and with that the server room will be official, and we'll see where it'll go from there. And so that's the main topic for today. And later on, I'd like to get into building a new development environment for my most important Ruby on Rails application, which is the customer dashboard for our hosting platform. It's based on Ruby on Rails. And I'd like to try out DevOps, a Nix-based environment that you can use to create isolated development environments for each project that you run. And since DevOps makes it very easy to replicate the environment on any kind of machine for any team member, I'd like to give this a try, and that's also going to be the first practical application for DevOps. I've already installed it on my machine, but I haven't done much with it yet, so this will be the first serious test for DevOps. Logic Luminary Bill is a great nickname, and I'm happy to have you. Thank you for following. I really appreciate it. So, lots to do, and I'd say let's get started with launching the server room. Then I have that ticked off. Then I'll force every one of you to sign up, of course, and then I guess I'll go into the weekend, ignoring that it's only Thursday. If only that would be possible. So let me see. How am I going to play this? Yeah, let's go to screen share. And am I logged in here? No, I'm not. Why am I not logged in here? I should be logged in here. Just a second. So here's the official launch announcement. Introducing the server room, your DevOps community hub. And the whole article is about why I chose to build something new and not continue focusing on running stuff in Discord. And it also addresses the question of why it's a paid membership. But what it doesn't outline is all the perks and benefits that members are going to have. And since that's already addressed on the community page itself, I'm not going to repeat that extensively, but it needs to be mentioned somewhere. So that's the section that I'd like to insert in here, and the question is, where am I going to do that? Here I'm outlining my vision and what I'd like the community platform to help me achieve, which is to facilitate learning, to foster long-term collaboration, because that's the main issue here. Even though I am going to offer more and more courses on system administration, software engineering, and DevOps in general, I can't really make a big dent in people's careers. Maybe that's the wrong phrasing here, but I can't really boost people's careers significantly with just a course. So that's where the community is going to complement all my teaching products. Zone 12, welcome back. Good to have you. I hope you're having a great Thursday so far. Why does my chat not really work here? Wait, there's now a Zone 12 on YouTube and a Zone 11 on Twitch. That is exciting. Just a second. I have a chat window here that doesn't update for me. Yeah, well, I was already assuming this, but I wasn't sure. Let me see. Maybe the chat key has changed. Let me see. It's YPGG something something, and here that's also YPGG. Why do you want just asking, just redeemed Unix, but apparently Atom did not redeem it. Yeah, I think I know why. Just a second. Technical difficulties, integrations, OBS, please reconnect. And now channel points. Let's give, why do you want just asking Unix. Lex doesn't know it, definitely. And my chat is working. That's great. That's going here. So why do you want just asking hello to you too? Zone 11 asking, how has your day been so far? It's been good. I spent most of the morning waking up first. At the moment, I don't seem to recover well overnight. I'm not sure what the issue is, but I'm starting to seriously consider getting an appointment at some kind of a sleep lab or something like that to find out what's happening, because I do know, because my wife keeps telling me that I do snore, and maybe I do even have some kind of a sleep apnea, and I think that would be something that should be diagnosed, because that can actually have a huge impact on my life expectancy. Yeah, so I woke up pretty tired, even though I really was disciplined and got to bed early last night. Maybe it's just a deficit that I've built up at the start of the week, or yeah, maybe it's something more serious, and I'll have to investigate that. Other than that, I spent most of my morning writing the blog post, with which I'm pretty happy. I did quite a few edits, and now I'll have to add another thing that I forgot to mention, and that's what we're going to do. And then we'll publish this blog post, and that will then mark the official launch of the server room, the Monospace Mentor community platform. So, facilitate learning, foster long-term collaboration, preserve shared knowledge. We all know how great Discord is with doing that. It's terrible. And make continuous engagement sustainable. That's the money part of things. Because, yeah, if I want to engage people and engage in the community myself, this needs to be sustainable. I need to take the time to do so from somewhere. And yeah, I guess the only way, or the only place where, or from which I can take the time necessary to take care of the server room is going to be my daily work. And since that means I'll have to fill a gap in terms of salary and things like that, the whole endeavor here needs to be sustainable, which means we'll have to put a price on it, even though it's going to be a moderate one. At least a virtual one. Otherwise, this office here, this small office room, is my server room. I even have a server running next to my desk here, running all the home lab stuff and the home automation, my backups. It's a NAS system, and I'll also probably use it to provide infrastructure for my courses. So yes, there is a physical server room that really doesn't deserve the name, and the server room in capitals, that's going to be the community. So, and of course you can join me in the server room, and different from other server rooms, it's not going to be cold in there. Jugging coffee, thank you for the reminder. Howdy. That drat cup is still leaking. Or I'm not able to drink properly. It's one of these two things. And I don't have any tissues around either. What a day. Now, okay, so this is the vision and mission. I guess then we'll talk about what the community platform is supposed to do. I think before we get into the financial side of things, it's definitely a good idea to first address the all the benefits and perks of the community, because then it's much easier to argue for a paid membership, right? That makes it quite logical in terms of order. So, Zone 11 asking, how can I join your server room? You can join on theserverroom.sh and sign up right from the page. It's already open, even though I'm still in the process of officially launching everything, but everything is in place technically, and I did beta test the platform with a few of my regular community members too, so there is already content on the forums and stuff. You will hit the ground running. That's what I made sure of. All that we'll have to do now is ceremony. And so, question is, how am I going to lead into this? We'll call it community activities. I just realized that I'm cutting into the series of 4 points here. I could tell because these headings are heading 3, and so my new one is going to be heading 2. Zone 11, if you actually go ahead and join, you'll be one of the founders, and you would make my day. This would help me greatly with imposter syndrome, and so I'd really, really appreciate it. Of course, that applies to everyone, not just Zone 11. Community activities. Well, we could actually add it to the list. So after preserve shared knowledge, it would be enable community activities. And here we'll simply address that. Community activities. I've been talking about running an active community. So, just setting up a forum and then leaving members to their own devices isn't going to cut it. On the contrary, I have planned a plethora of activities that not only help community members grow, or not help the individual community member grow, but also strengthen the how are we going to call this? Relationships. That's where I'm still struggling as a non-native speaker, where I'm lacking in the thesaurus department, to put it this way, but also strengthen the. I don't want to talk of bonds because that's really a bit over the top, but relationship also sounds a little bit bland. If you have any suggestions, post them in chat. Strengthen the, let's call it collaboration between members of my DevOps community. Here's just a short list of activities we're going to do regularly. There's going to be office hours, deep dives, hot seats, workshops, stuff like that. Oh, I keep missing incoming ads. Oh no, I didn't miss it yet. So there's another ad coming up in 2 minutes time. Apologies for that, but running ads helps with preventing pre-roll ads from people just joining the channel, and I prefer running mid-roll ads over pre-roll ads. It's a necessary evil. And I simply continue writing during the ad break. I mean, you could subscribe to avoid these ads, but I'm actually not going to encourage you to do so. Instead, I think joining the server room with a subscription would be a much better investment, to be honest. And you would support me just as well. Or even more, actually. Now, workshops, I guess that's it. If you'd like to know what exactly these activities entail, I'll refer you to the community sign up page where I've explained them in detail. That will not only help the agile grow, but also strengthen the collaboration, or the coherence. Still looking for a good way to put it. Okay, so we'll link the community sign up page. I guess let's just grab the URL from here. And that's it, and we're not yet running an ad. Me so confused. Did it just vanish into thin air? I'll take it. Still not used to these ads. Chugging coffee, making a great suggestion there. Haven't read all the copy, but not only strengthen collaboration, but you can also pitch somewhere about expanding everyone's learning and or professional network. Expanding the network is always a good plus, which many solo learners don't always realize. That's a great point. I somewhat addressed this on the community sign-up page, but I think this could be emphasized a little bit. So let's see. I really appreciate that feedback. Great stuff, chugging coffee. The power of coffee. Reminding me to drink. And now we're off to the ad. Okay. I'll wait until the ad has ended, so people don't miss out. In the meantime, I'll save this draft. So I'll extend that here first. Chugging Coffee says, I officially moved to Europe a few days ago, so I'm now off my US sugar coffees and I'm chugging little baby espressos for life. Really? Espressos? Did you move to Italy? Or is it just that you order espressos anyway? Yeah, there's a huge difference between a double vanilla caramel frappuccino and a proper espresso, or even I prefer a latte, which is just espresso diluted in milk. So yeah, that's That's just a completely different ball game. I brew my coffee myself, so I get beans from an Irish roaster based near Cork here in Ireland, and I have a sage grinder that helps me get my fix quickly. I don't yet have an espresso machine. I brew using an AeroPress, which in no way is creating anything like espresso, but it's still great. Tastes great, thanks to the beans, I guess. And so if I buy something in that context, it's going to be an espresso machine. And it'll just be another improvement of my coffee drinking habit. I'm not really dependent on coffee, I hope. I only have a coffee once or twice a day, usually at the beginning of the day, after the kids have left for school. I pour myself a cup, and after lunch I'll have one, just like I do now. That's all. I'm not drinking it from a jug or something. Portugal. Okay, Portugal is a great place too. And you're probably already having much better weather than we are having here in Ireland. It's mostly still below 10 degrees here. Oh, you went Cobb. Nice. So let's finish that sentence. They also, on the contrary, I've planned a plethora of activities that will not only help the individual member grow, they'll also strengthen the collaboration between members of my DevOps community and help them build a professional network. I guess as an expat, that's definitely something you're finding yourself in as well. Drinking coffee, I guess, huh? Building a new network over here. So, what brought you to Europe? Did you switch jobs, or did you move between jobs within your company, and that got you to the Portuguese branch? I'm just curious. You don't need to dox yourself or reveal anything that you're not prepared to reveal, but it's always interesting, especially when people change continents. So, they also strengthen the collaboration between members. They are also designed to strengthen the collaboration between the members of the DevOps community and help them build a professional network. Okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. And on the community sign-up page itself, there is a section, Break the Limits of Solitary Learning, but it doesn't mention the networking aspect. So let me see if network is even mentioned. There is one match in terms of Hangouts, but that's it. And yeah, that's a little bit, as I said, this could be emphasized a bit. So let me edit this page too. That page is already live. Let's go down here, break the limits of solitary learning. Here we have the strong teamwork and collaboration skills that already is covered. And we'll simply say, build a professional network. In the server room, you'll meet lots of DevOps practitioners who'll be happy to connect and I'll be happy to connect and will be great additions. No, that sounds very salesy. That's not what I have in mind. What I mean is, those are people who you can rely on When you need support with some issue, you'll meet lots of DevOps practitioners who will be happy to connect, and I'll just write what comes to my mind and then we'll edit it and give you a helping hand. Or how do you describe that? Let's see. Benefits of a professional network. Shall we ask LinkedIn? I'm actually not sure. That's going to be very corporate, I'm afraid. Learn to love networking from HBR? Yeah, maybe that's more like it. I hate networking, yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, that article is not available publicly. Indeed, oh, that's a corporate too. No idea who Michael Page is, but let's take a look. Oh, no, that's a recruiter, huh? Still, maybe there's something that I can glean, get fresh ideas, advance your career. Advance your career is definitely in there. Happy to and might be helpful. Might be helpful also sounds not great. Checking Coffee says, so yes, learning a whole new job market and network. Yep. Okay, I missed the previous post. Recently married and my wife is Portuguese. Oh, brilliant. Congratulations, I guess. We really wanted to live here instead of US for many reasons. Yeah, I can probably list a few of them. I was working in Rails at a small non-profit and actually left my job to move here. Couldn't work for them in Portugal, unfortunately. That's a pity. So, but I... did you already get another job over here? A Rails job. That's amazing. Yeah, this is a very Ruby-centric channel, if you haven't yet noticed. Almost everything I do is somehow connected to Ruby. Balthazar joining the bunch. Welcome to the stack, mate. Good to have you. We'll be happy to connect and might be... of help with advancing your career, or can be of help with advancing your career. I guess that should cover it. If you have a suggestion to phrase this even more humanly, less corporate, let me know. I'll be honest, that's an area where Gen AI really does help me. Asking it to rephrase something, to put it more colloquially or things like that. So I guess I should look into locally run Gen AI systems as well. I haven't yet tried out stuff like Olama, and having something like that I can feed with ethical sources, so I can use them with a clear conscience. That's something that I should add to my ideas list for this live stream. And I'd love to get my hands on one of the new NVIDIA cards that Level 1 Techs just recently showcase on their YouTube channel, because that really looks like a great AI accelerator for my home server. Yeah, okay, I think that's great. So let's update this page. Thanks for the suggestion, Jacking Coffee. That's really kind of you. Let's find someone to buy it for us. I mean, I could buy two and send you one. I don't think they're available yet, are they? It's all going to be a business expense. Okay, so cool. Maybe I shouldn't be as cryptic and just list these terms and leave people to find out about them themselves. Maybe I should add a few words to that. Yeah, he did say that they are more expensive than a 4090. What does a 4090 cost at the moment? Well, I have no idea. Hardware really isn't my strong suit. Has never been since I ran a business of installing Linux servers in small businesses, cutting my fingers on bent steel and stuff. Office hours, Q&A sessions in which I answer questions from the audience, deep dives, video calls in which I showcase one of my tools or workflows, hot seats, sessions in which a community member gets feedback on a specific issue they're having, workshops, practical projects. 1600. So I guess we should estimate about 2K, 2.5K worst case. What's the model name? Is it A4000 or something like that? Don't remember. Practical projects on which practical projects guided by me and implemented in small groups. Even though that doesn't cover the whole thing, it's at least not just some word salad. And we'll call the workshops community workshops. Community workshops, sorry about that. A4000 SFF. Okay. Hey, my memory is better than I tend to give it credit. Methinks we're good to go. So let me save that draft. The URL for this blog post is introducing server room your DevOps community hub. Maybe we'll remove your, because that's not really helpful in that slug. Yeah, let's minimize that a little. Okay. Now let me take a look at the desktop preview. Introducing the server room, your DevOps community hub, bottlenecks of operation, vision of DevOps community, ongoing relationship, facilitate, enable various, facilitate learning, foster long-term, preserve shared knowledge, community activities, sustainable engagement. The tech, which is going to be Discourse and this WordPress website itself. DevOps community structure. Tags, especially tags sharing and asking. And let's go, sign up now. Now, now, let's do a poll. Shall we press the button? Alright, so it's split 50-50 between Of Course and Defo. So yeah, I'll still take this as a sign that I'm supposed to publish it. Let's do that then. First of all, I should have checked the mobile experience too. But that does also look okay. It's of course going to be a little bit longer, a little bit more to scroll. But everything is looking nice. Cool, cool, cool. So, here we go. Pressing publish now. Bada boom. So, let's go back to the website. And here in news blog, there we are, introducing the server room. Your DevOps community hub. And with that, the server room has officially launched. With that out of the way, I think we'll switch gears and start trying out DevBox. Bethesda says, sorry, I'm a little quiet this morning. I'm on the hunt for some pliers. Best not to ask me why I'm after the pliers. So, yeah, okay. Respecting that, why are you after the pliers? Exactly? Basic Panther, hello, welcome to the stack. Good to have you. Happy Thursday. And why do you want just asking? Throwing a little cheer in chat. That's very nice. Thank you. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't expect a big rush of members because simply this is still a little community, and my reach is not quite that of an MK PhD, but I'll be highly appreciative of every new member I can get. And I mean, being in a small community can have its perks as well, because you'll definitely have my attention. What Balthasar does want to let us know is that he'll be moving his Kubernetes home lab journey to the server room. Brilliant, yeah, that's great, and that's going to be exciting content. Now, DevBox. What is DevBox, you ask? Glad you asked. It's portable, isolated development environments on any machine. I guess it's something that has been promised before, and there are a lot of approaches to do that, especially container-based ones. And for quite a while, I have been praising singing the praises of Toolbox and DistroBox on this channel, because both are great tools to create containers and container-based dev environments, in which you can install all kinds of CLI stuff without polluting your host system. And since the maintainers of these projects, both Toolbox and DistroBox, have done a great and an impressive amount of work to integrate these containers with your host system, it feels like you are actually working on your host system, even though everything is running nicely contained in a container. Yeah, that works great, but still, those containers are hard to replicate because all that Toolbox and DistroBox gives you out of the box is a nicely integrated container. DistroBox goes a little bit further and allows you to create an assembly description, and I do use one, namely for the exact OBS setup that I'm running right now to run this stream. Balthasar says, oh hey, it's Vagrant 2.0. Yeah, kinda. But it's not virtual machines and it's not containers. Of course, it's Nix. In, let's see, DistroBox OBS, no? Where is it? Is it at distrobox.conf? No. Where is it then? I think it's in my local home directory, isn't it? It's in home.config distrobox. Yeah, obs.ini. So as you can see, this distrobox can be created using the distrobox assemble command, and it'll pull a base image. In this case, of course, it's from Universal Blue. but in this case it's a complete OBS installation, courtesy of Martin Wimpress. So shout out Wimpy's World, who built a container base image that comes with an Ubuntu-based OBS installation. Included are 50 or so OBS plugins that he tested, and so that's already a great starting point. And I then request DistroBox to also include the NVIDIA drivers that fit my machine. So OBS has access to hardware acceleration. And for my DevOps affirmations reward, I also need the additionally installed Dragonfly Reverb plugin, or it's an actual audio effect that I can use from OBS. It's a VST. Oh, there's another ad break. Okay. And yeah, I can simply create a DistroBox using this recipe here. Let me take a short break, sip of coffee. Bethesda says, oh, this might be perfect for your Varnish stuff. Yeah, for my core stuff in general. So this DistroBox ini file, I could actually ask course participants to install DistroBox and then use such a recipe here. Oh, thanks for the posture check. I'm tense enough as it is. What do you mean? It's just my college hoodie. It's had a great motto, subsiste sermonem statim. Yeah, so DevBox looks like an upgrade on that, because all I have to ask the course participants is to install DevBox, and then I can give them a DevBox base file, and that will then install a Nix shell and all the packages I need them to have, even the services I need them to run, which could, for example, include Varnish, of course. And I think it'll be a very reliable way to make sure people have a very specific environment available to them locally. So I won't spend the first hour or so of a course diagnosing why the machine of one of my participants really doesn't want to start Docker or something like that. So yeah, I think this is going to be a boon to my course environments, which is why I want to try it out locally. And that's exactly what we are going to do. Get started. Now, DevBox is already installed. Now we need a development environment. I think I actually built a tmux configuration that automatically starts some kind of Docker container. Is that true? No, there's no dashboards. Yes, there is. The dashboard Redis, dashboard API Postgres, and dashboard API Chef did start. Okay, so we'll have to find a different way. I'll keep this running anyway, but one thing that surprised me is that bin dev does not work anymore. It says yarn executable was not detected in the system, even though it's here. Oh, wait. As you can see, it's installed locally in ./bin/yarn. Of course, ./bin is not in my search path, because that way, once I clone some repository or download some tarball, which includes a bin directory, people could get me to execute all kinds of stuff simply by renaming their scripts to something like ls or something. But I've built a way for this bin directory to be enabled if I want it to be, and that's by adding a new path to my path variable. So somewhere in my Z shell configuration there's something like this, where it says export path equals $path, and then we'll say .git /safe/bin. And a .git directory usually doesn't contain a safe file, or in this case, it apparently is a directory. I'll have to create that myself, and by creating it as a symbolic link to the project directory. First of all, let me make sure that's exactly how it works. No, it's a .git /safe, and then 2 directories up, and then bin. Okay, yeah, of course. So all I have to do... Wait a second. Oh, okay, so I don't have to do a symlink in the first place. All I have to do is create a directory called .git /safe. And that means the shell can go into .git, into safe, then 2 directories up, and then into bin, and that's it. And now... well, that was already the case earlier, so that's why which yarn already worked. Yeah, that was nice for you. I hope that's a neat little trick that you can use for yourself, but that doesn't help me, because this was working before, and since I have set up this project years ago, probably, the safe directory was already in place. So why does bin dev still not oh, now it does? How curious. Okay, no, it says yarn executable was not detected again. Do I have to run this with bundle? I think that could be the reason. Let's see, bundle exec bin dev. No, still doesn't work. It does continue. And then it says Rails aborted. So something must be broken in here. Let's make sure we have the latest code. Yeah, we do. So some debugging is in order. Now, let me take a look at the bin setup file, because that's responsible for doing a base system setup. It does run bin yarn install, so it calls yarn directly. And then it sets up database and clears old stuff. Let's try and run bin setup. Let's see. Okay. What's bin yarn anyway? It's a Ruby file. Okay. Apparently we're missing the actual yarn. Ah, yes, of course. I know why. Because, as I told you earlier, I used to use Toolbox to run my development environments, and I could now enter my usual Fedora Toolbox and I'll find yarn installed there. But recently I switched to another variant of Fedora Silverblue as my host operating system, and that's Bluefin by Universal Blue. And Bluefin comes with quite a lot of tools already pre-installed, because the Bluefin-DX variant is specifically built for developers, and everything else can be installed using Homebrew. So I guess all that I need to do to get this running on my host, instead of going into the Toolbox container, is to do a brew install yarn. And we might have to install other stuff like Node as well if it isn't yet available. So let's see what happens now. Now let's go and do bin... No, make this proper. Bin dev. Okay, I think it did run yarn. It tried to run node esbuild. And okay, so it tried to load Rails, but Rails can't start either because the PG gem is missing the Postgres library. Okay, let's hold on for a second here. I was almost about to go down this rabbit hole of installing everything on my host system now, because, yeah, it's highly likely that I would be able to install Postgres from Homebrew as well. But hey, that's exactly what I want to avoid by using DevBox. So I think it's a good idea to not get this running first by polluting my whole host system, but by going through the steps of setting up DevBox. So let's do exactly that. So let's go DevBox init. And it's not found. Why is that? Because I only tried DevBox on my laptop while I was on Easter vacations. So I guess DevBox needs to be installed, and hopefully it's available using Homebrew. If not, I'll install it from the original source. No, it's not Detox. It's going to be DevBox. So let's go back one step here. Install DevBox. Unfortunately, it's another curl bash. We could take a look at what is going to happen here. Why not? So, do I have HTTP? Yeah. So let's do HTTP. DevBox. There's a redirect. We could as well use curl, I guess, because I know that with -L I can actually follow redirects. So this script read-only installed here, use a local bin, DevOps by Jetify. It's parsing a few flags. These are all output. Confirmation. Is this a huge file? No, it's not. Okay. What does it do? It checks if we have curl, which we are going to have. Creates temporary directory or temporary file. It'll download the download URL in this temporary file. And that temporary file is DevOps itself. That's pretty self-contained, I guess. Thanks to the power of Go, or rather Rust. Not sure. I would bet that it's Rust. Balthazar's total derailment, but you're using Borgmatic with your storage box. Yes, I do. It's a little bit of fuss with the different ports, port 23 and stuff, but it's still quite easy to get it going. Sorry. I remember that it was a little bit of a fuss to get it going. Spent about an hour or so finding out how to get the backup target initialized and things like that, but now it works nicely. And yes, it's Borgmatic because having a configuration file makes stuff so much simpler than having to pass in dozens of command line arguments. I actually have one configuration file that covers both my local backup to my NAS here and the offsite backup to the Hetzner storage box. Now, yeah, I guess this script is short because it's installed just a single binary, which is great. And yeah, why not? Let's run this. Inside the user local bin, yes, that should work even on Fedora Silverblue. Okay, that's it. What do you ask, Balthazar? Is there anything I can help? Oh God, I'm getting tired, even though I've been drinking my whole cup of coffee. As I said before, I didn't sleep too well last night and in recent nights in general. Copia is doing some great stuff for me, but it is slow. I've never heard of Copia, I think. I know I'm going from the US to Finland. You've chosen a Hetzner storage box in Helsinki. Or are they all based in Helsinki now? But I'm at over a week to back up an admittedly very large backup target, and at the point where I'm wondering if Copia is the right tool for this job. Yeah, so I guess... I mean, Copia could be doing something that is inefficient. I have no idea. I do know that my initial backups, both using Restic back in the day, Restic to B2, which also was from here to the US. And since the backup location was in the US, that was exactly the reason why I then switched to Hetzner and Borg. So Restic took a long time to do the initial backup of my whole media collection and games, I guess, as well. Nope, I didn't initially include my games folder, especially the Steam folder, in my backup. by now it is included. And the Borg backup to storage box also took 3 days for a few terabytes. I know that you have quite a bunch more terabytes than I have, so I guess something like a week or so isn't unusual or should give you serious concern, but as you say, it's over a week now. Don't you have any progress indicator or something? A log that can tell you that it's actually doing something? $10 days for 3 terabytes. That is not great. I think it was about 3 or 4 days for about 1 to 2 terabytes. Initially I stripped it down quite a bit, not including my media files and not including VirtualBox images and stuff like that, simply to keep the time down so I have a working backup. And only later I then added the more the less relevant folders, I guess. Big kicker is the Copia CPU utilization is not that high. What's taking so long? Also, what definitely delayed my backup was that I imposed a bandwidth limit, because I didn't want the backup to disturb my streams, for example. Would Borg have eaten all my upload bandwidth, which is still asymmetrical, unfortunately. I have just 50 Mbit. I mean, which is plenty for my usual needs, but if the backup would saturate that upstream bandwidth, then I would have issues running my stream here. And so I had to limit the upstream bandwidth, and that definitely prolonged the initial backup time as well. Maybe you did impose a bandwidth limit, maybe even accidentally. Alright, DevBox installed. Now let's go back to DevBox init now. Ooh, okay, running an update. Okay, nice. So let's go to the editor. There is now a devbox.json. We do need a few packages. For example, we need Ruby. Now, I'm a little bit anxious with regard to now mixing this DevBox environment with my host-based RBN, for example, where I already manage Ruby versions. We'll have to see how to deal with path precedence and things like that. Not parallelizing uploading its chunks. That would be definitely a disadvantage here, if it doesn't upload stuff in parallel and at least use up the bandwidth that's available. Well, let me switch to my coding scene so everyone can read up with a chat on the recording as well. Now, which Ruby version do we need? I'll keep the Ruby version that's in place here. That's 3.1.3. So I think that's the Nix package Ruby 3.1.3 here. We'll keep this init hook in place. It doesn't hurt. And the test script, we can definitely change that already to something like rake test, or even bundle exec rake test. And apart from Ruby, we will at least need bundler as well. And bundler is also available as a Nix package. So let me see. Examples, languages, Ruby. Yeah, I'll simply say bundler at latest. And that should do it. I could have used devbox add. Yeah, I need to get used to that. So similar to yarn, for example, or bundle itself does work this way too, but I'm so used to editing files instead of using commands. I guess that's that. Yeah, instead of adding that stuff, we just added it manually. And if I do a devbox shell, I should get a Nix shell that has Ruby and bundler installed. Or at first, it will install those. So let's do devbox shell here. Ooh, there isn't. We don't even have Nix installed, so let's get that done too. A multi-user installation is possible. I'm not sure if I want one, but yeah. That's not going to work because /nix is not available or can't be created on Fedora Silverblue's read-only file system here. So we need to install Nix differently. Install Nix Fedora Silverblue. There is a distribution of Nix that works nicely with the determinate Nix installer, exactly. That does look good, but let's go to the determinate Nix anyway. So I'll grab this command here. Proceed, yes. Is it actually installing 32 build users? I wonder why. And this time it did actually do /nix? No, it created var home nix. Okay. Alright, so Nix was installed successfully. We need another new shell because Nix needs to be initialized, which my Z shell configuration already does, if I'm not completely mistaken. So how about we give devbox start another try? It's not start. What else is it? Shell. And now it installs Ruby as well as bundler. But I can relate, Balthazar. It's a little bit disconcerting having to watch these processes run for days, and oftentimes it's really not transparent what they're doing. If they don't do a continuous log of what they are backing up and stuff like that. I mean, you could probably use something like iftop to see the bandwidth usage of your machine. If there is actually a backup process eating up at least a substantial part of your bandwidth, I would go and take a look at the network first. Maybe your router can tell you something about that. My Ubiquiti Dream machine definitely could. You've already checked, so it's bursty between 50 and 200 megabit. That does look encouraging. 50 megabit would already be my upstream completely saturated, so... Huh. You said it took 10 days for 3 terabytes. Yeah, I assumed so. This didn't look like it would eat up all your bandwidth. You wanted to use more. Yeah, if you have more, if you have something like 1 gig symmetrical, which is quite common with fiber to the home, I guess, 200 megabit is definitely too little when it comes to an initial backup. Yeah, 600 should, yeah. So you really wanted to go faster. Huh. Yeah, 400 to 500, leaving just a little bit of headspace. As I said, I have no experience with Copia. I wasn't even aware of it existing, so I can't comment on that. Guess we'll have to fight the sunk cost fallacy here and recommend switching to Borg, because I do know that Borg is a reliable solution. Ad break. Bear with us, everyone. And DevBox did actually start. Let me just take a look at the situation here. This does look nice. The Nix Ruby has precedence, and I assume so have its environment variables, so if I install new gems, then that should work too. Getting rid of RBN, are we? Ooh, WebDAV. I'm not so sure if that is efficient. What you want, just asking, is missing out on the ads. So sorry. But hey, yeah, good for you. It's not that I would like to impose ads on you. Inode, welcome back. How is life in your neck of the woods? By the way, thanks Inode, thanks Balthazar for participating in this week's Hangout. I did actually forget mentioning the Hangouts in my list of community events. I only listed office hours, deep dives, hot seats, community workshops, and I did not mention that we are also doing monthly Hangouts on our community platform. Because if you've just joined us recently, today is the day where the server room did officially launch. I just hit the publish button on my announcement blog post earlier during this stream. And so I guess I'll have to edit this post and add Hangouts as well. Otherwise, it wouldn't be complete. And Inode and Balthazar, both in chat here, did attend this week's Hangout that we did as a replacement for the Hangout that didn't come together last week. Yeah. Let's add it here. Casual video chat between community members. I hope you had fun, Inode. Great time? Yeah, good to know. I do enjoy our Hangouts. So let's update that post, shall we? I could have just edited this post, so let's leave this. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Now, we're also back from the ad break. So as you can see from my new shell prompt, it now has DevBox added to the prompt, and which Ruby tells me that we are using the Nix version of Ruby. So if we use gem, that should also be the Nix version, and therefore it did install bundler in the shell environment here. So if I do a bundle install, it'll also go ahead and first install a compatible bundler version for the gem file, and then it'll install everything. Since this is the first time we run bundler, there are a lot of gems to install. I guess I should update my stream title now that I'm using Nix. I'm with the hip streamers now. Ticking all the boxes. Running Tmux, NeoVim, Nix. But then again, I'm using it to develop Ruby on Rails, which immediately puts me back into the noob streamer corner. Just kidding, of course. I love Ruby. I don't love Rails as much, to be honest. I do appreciate it, but there might be a time when I switch from Rails to something else, like Hanami, for example. Ah, yeah, of course. The PG gem will again have difficulties, even with Nix shell, because we'll also need Postgres. And question is, where do we get that? I guess we'll have to investigate. I know in general what to do, but maybe the DevBox documentation can give me a shortcut. Yeah, a package I installed is missing header files. Where do I find them? We need to identify the package, and we'll have to basically reference the Nix package repository. I can search for that. Theo, welcome to the star. Good to have you, dude. How is going? Everything's great. Everything's great. We did launch the server room earlier during the stream, so everyone, if you like and can spare the moderate member fee, then join the serverroom.sh, which is going to be a very friendly and safe and active DevOps community. I emphasize active because, yeah, everyone can set up a Discord server, but that doesn't mean that it's really active and useful as a learning community. And so that's where I'm going to make sure we are going to be different. I guess we didn't get the hint that I was looking for, so nix package search. Oh, Kage is not reachable. I think that's because the extension might not be installed anymore, or more importantly, I did actually switch off Kage. So let's switch to DuckDuckGo. And if you got my most recent newsletter, which you can also subscribe to for free on my website, then you know why I did disable Kage. So let's search again. Nix package search. Now we should be using DuckDuckGo. This is also taking a long time. Did we go offline? Just watching my LTE backup system that kicks in when my broadband connection goes down. I'm a happy Unify user. Oh, it says ready, but it's not active, I guess. We're not streaming via LTE. It's really strange that this browser doesn't work anymore. What happens if I reload this? Hello? Give me a second here. Can ping Cloudflare. Cloudflare DNS. What's with my browsers? Did DNS go down or something? Monospace.mentor.com. Name or service not known. It's always DNS, isn't it? My first DNS hop is my Pi-hole. Let me take a look at that. If I can find it. Why is it not in my... Wait a second. Oh, come on. What's wrong? Yeah, according to my dream machine, we are going out with about 3 megabit, which is to be expected. And we're also going in with a few megabit, not too much. So that's fine. With names not resolving, I actually have an issue with reaching my Pi-hole server as well, so I need to improvise here. YG1 just asking, is leaving us sadly. Thank you for saying bye. That's very polite of you, and I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great Thursday. So I'm using Pi-hole internally, and Pi-hole then simply delegates to my router, which uses my provider's DNS servers, actually. So maybe that's the issue, but I think not even my internal names resolve at the moment, and that means that there's probably another issue. Did my home server go down or something? Let me see. Yeah, it can't even resolve my internal names here, so something must be wrong with Pi-hole. Okay, I can see a shortcoming in my network setup here. Now I have to resolve these IP addresses manually. Okay, so I do have a note of my main servers. Where's my home network note? So PV1 is .1.17. Let's see if I can do this in this browser so I can actually share that. That seems to work. Say username, yes. Okay, so far so good. Let's go here. Righteous! Why didn't we get a raid alert? Welcome, raiders! Welcome, welcome, welcome! How is everyone? So, folks, use the defend command to defend us from those raiders. And raiders, I'll invite you to use the attack command as well. Hello, everyone. You've just caught me in a problem with my DNS resolution. So my browsers stopped working and stuff like that. And I'm at the moment actually diagnosing a network issue. Other than that, we did launch my new community platform earlier this stream, and I would be investigating or experimenting with DevOps as a local development environment if my DNS was still working. It's always DNS Techno45. I do agree. I need that t-shirt. So, let me share my screen again. I was able to get access to my home server using the IP address now. And let's see, there should be a Pi-hole container. And let's see, let's make this full screen. That's this key here. Yeah, that does not look good, does it? CPU usage was always about between 0.5% and 1%, and for some reason it went down to 0 here, and that's I guess when my issues started. And yeah, we also lost a lot of memory usage, which is in this case also concerning because, well, it didn't use much memory to begin with. And so something is not right. Well, we've been up for 86 days, so it was a good time. But I think I'm going to restart that server, or that container in this case. It's just a container. So, not reboot the whole thing, I guess. Where do I do this? No, it's actually reboot, right? Yeah, that's not proxmox. That's just the container. Yeah, I think Pi-hole simply died, released all that memory, stopped using the CPU, and the container is left. Let's kick it. It did have a good run with 86 days. Let's see that CPU usage. And let's try, yeah, okay, that did the trick. Pi-hole was down. Okay. The issues have been resolved. We apologize for the inconveniences. So, Raiders, again, welcome. The actual thing that I was about to do was set up my DevBox environment. If you're not familiar with DevBox, let's move this window over. It's a Nix-based development environment. It uses Nix shell to create isolated development environments on your host system without using VMs or containers, which is quite convenient. And so far I told DevBox to install Ruby and Bundler because that's what I need to continue my development on my hosting dashboard. My main job is CTO of a small hosting company. We specialize in managed hosting for Drupal and WordPress, especially for sites that require high performance and high availability. And the customer dashboard is built by yours truly in Ruby on Rails. And so in order to modernize my development environment, I decided to try out DevBox. And of course, the first few packages that I need to install are Ruby and Bundler. But to also get Postgres working, I need the Postgres client library, and that's missing. And for that, I'll have to address the Nix package repository. And I need to find out where that is. Nix OS search, yes. And I guess we'll simply search for PostgreSQL. There is a package called that, and there are versioned packages, and there isn't anything that smells like a client library package. I'm pretty sure that's included in the main package. And so all we need is actually add PostgreSQL. This time I'm not going to edit the JSON file. I'll go down here to my terminal and do a DevBox add PostgreSQL, which not only will add it to this JSON file, it will also automatically download and install it. And with that, let's see if we now have the necessary packages to build all my gems, including the PG gem that will access the database. It does not. It still says it is missing libraries or headers. Yeah, that's probably because the Postgres package only contains the production files, maybe even a client library, but probably not the header files and stuff that we need to compile stuff. So PostgreSQL, let's add dev. No, that does not really help, I guess. Oof. Now, there was something in the DevBox FAQ. Let's reference that again. A package I installed is missing header files or libraries I need for development. Where do I find them? In order to save space, DevBox and Nix only install the required components of packages by default. Development header files and libraries are often installed in a separate output of the package. Okay, so that's a Nix term, I guess. Usually dev, which can be installed using the --output flag on the devbox add command. So we'll add outputs dev, I guess. So let's do that. Devbox add PostgreSQL --outputs is out. Is the default one. Do we need that? Probably. And do we need the CLI? Maybe, but I guess we'll try output out and dev first. Added outputs. Your shell environment were maybe out of date. Run refresh to update it. Okay. Did that change anything? Or did we just have to enable? Oh, we just had to enable a specific output. Oh, that's neat. So when I installed Postgres, it did install the package, but not everything that was in the package did get rolled out. So by enabling this output, this dev output, additional stuff got enabled, and that actually allowed me to install the PG gem. Wow, okay, interesting. Now, bundle install did work. We still have our Docker containers running that already provide Postgres and Redis databases. So may I assume that something like rake test does already work, or even devbox run test, which I've defined as a script to run bundle exec rake test? It did do the right thing. It tried to run rake, but what? Oof. glibc issue. Oh, that's disheartening. So Ruby gems date core requires glibc 238, and apparently we have 235. How's that possible? I hope we're not mixing NixOS gems with RBN gems there. That's a strange disparity between available and expected glibc versions, given that I did install that stuff via devbox. What happens if I do bundle install again? It does nothing because everything is there already. Now, we do use devbox's Ruby environment. Norikiti's still attacking. Have you ever considered renaming to Naughty Kitty? That does throw a wrench into this endeavor. How did this gem get compiled with the wrong glibc version? I mean, we can probably simply blow away the installed gems and try everything again. That's going to be my first attempt at mitigating that. So DevBox, virtualenv, Ruby, right? And let's kill the Ruby directory completely, I guess. Or at least the gems part. Let's try bundle install again. Yeah, that bundler isn't there anymore. Oopsie daisy. So, you know what? We'll remove the whole virtual environment. I'm not going to uninstall DevBox itself, but how do I... Oh, fuck. glibc not found error when trying to install my packages from PyPy, Ruby gems. Oh, it's an FAQ. When using older packages or when mixing different versions of packages within a single shell. I think that's because Bundler is... it switched to a much older version of Bundler. So we need to update Bundler in our gem file. Yeah, let's try DevBox update. Output dev not found for PostgreSQL. That's also odd. Okay. Can I bundle install? No. What can I do with DevBox as well? Is there a reinstall or something? Oh, we can actually do DevBox search from the command line as well. Okay, that's good to know. Now, what happens if I simply go back into my DevBox shell? So, what happens if I do bundle install? We're missing... Bundler 248 exe bundle, so gem install. No, I shouldn't gem install bundler if I use the Nix package for bundler.
Unix system. I know this.
Consciousness Dev, welcome to the stack. Thanks for the follow. I'm very confused here. Which bundler? That's Ruby bin bundler. And bundler -- help does actually work. No, it doesn't, because we've blown away stuff. CLI reference. What about DevBox install? DevBox install? Finish installing packages. Let's reinstall everything. DevBox, RM, bundler. No, that didn't work. What is DevOps RM? Yeah, that's packages. It says output dev not found. For some reason. This doesn't seem to work. Let's try this again. Let's do another bundler dash shop. Still doesn't work. So we'll leave this shell. We'll remove the .devbox directory. And if I go in here now, yeah, and which version is that? That's 256, that's the one that came from DevBox because we said bundler latest. And what I'm going to do now is, which version? 256. And I'll go into my gem file, or gem file lock for that matter. Bundled with 248. How do I update that properly? Bundler, update, gem file, doc, or something, update, bundler version in gemfile.lock or something. Yeah, how to change the version? How do I? Bundle update dash bundler? Does that work? Oof, now it's fetching 259. That might also resolve the glibc issue. At least this version is recent. Will the PG gem fail again? Let's take a look at Postgres, the Postgres package. I'm pretty sure if I click here, is it going to tell me which outputs are going to be available? It does provide some programs, fair enough. But how do I get the header file? Oh yeah, here, the outputs. Out, debug, doc, lib, and man. Do I have to add the lib output then, I guess? Out and lib should probably do the trick. Good to know. Tailwind CSS does take its pretty time, does it? Oh, okay, went through. Nice. Well then, how about we run DevBox, run test now? Still doesn't work. And it still says glibc stuff. I hate this. So let's go back. Using older packages. Is that related to the date gem? Is date actually dated? Because each Nix package comes bundled with all of its dependencies. Oh, is it because the Ruby version I'm using, 3.1.3, comes with an older glibc than... Interesting. So, Why did this get compiled with a newer glibc though? We could do this patch glibc trick here. Interesting. So we're using 313. That is actually pretty old. Why is it so old? What's the current version? We should be able to run under a much more current Ruby. Ruby version. So it's we're at 3.3 now. What's the recommended stable version though? So we are in the middle of Ruby 3.2 and at the beginning of Ruby 3.3. End of life for Ruby 3.2 is 2026, so I guess we'll switch to 3.2. Which means, let's go back to our DevBox JSON, or maybe we can simply do DevBox update, was it that? DevBox update Ruby at 3.2. What happens if we do? No, that's not it. So we have to change the Ruby version, and 3.2 is where? Do we have to pin it to the patch level? I'd rather not, to be honest. Three two seems to work. 3.2.3. Yeah, that's great. That's from January. Let's refresh the environment. Let's do another bundle install. Ah, here we have date getting recompiled. Great stuff. The state of my coffee cup, which is now empty, tells me that the end of my stream is nearing. While this is still compiling, I'll try and pick someone to raid. What are we going to do? I know. We are going to raid Shari Makes Art, who's building a flight search app to learn Kotlin and Jetpack. Yep, that sounds great. This did work. Okay, let's see what rake test does now. DevBox run test. Okay, this will still require some work. Guess that's still... No! Cannot open shared object file. Okay, it's not the glib Sierra anymore, but still, that will require a little bit more work. Probably a mix of old stuff and new stuff here. Maybe this requires some proper cleanup again. But it's something that I'll do behind the scenes. And so we are going to raid Sherry Makes Art. And please give her a warm hello. And yeah, so it's Thursday. That means tomorrow at 2 p.m. Irish time, which is 12 p.m. UTC, I'm going to do my office hour. And that means that you can simply pop by and ask questions about software engineering, about system administration. I've been doing programming for a few years, namely since 1984. In 1993, I discovered Linux, so there's also a few years that I have in terms of experience. If you'd like to pop by and ask a question, then that's the best opportunity of the whole week, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Irish time, here on this very channel. And as Sparrowseth just requested the plan for today, we did launch the server room, my DevOps community platform, which is going to be a lot of fun for everyone involved, including me. I'm really excited to start this platform and start working with its members. So if you want to be one of the founding members, go over to theserverroom.sh, join the fun, and I'll see you there. If not, maybe I'll see you tomorrow at the office hour. Now we're going to raid Sherry Makes Art. Here we go. Let's start the raid. I hope to see you soon, and until then, take care.
DEFCON 1. DEFCON 1?